They're more of a driving team, more of a physical team than they were the first time that we played them. They were more skilled, even more dependent on the three-point shot then than they are now. But look, I feel really good about the fact that we were able to score on them and have the margin of victory that we did. 5 players in double figures, and I thought our offense was efficient on a night maybe where we weren't great from 3. And I didn't think we had a lot of great looks. They defended the three-point line really well, and we had to score in other ways, and we were able to do that.
Coach, how important was it? You guys got off to such a great start. You're up 10-0, and DePaul had to burn a timeout. How important was that to get off to a good start?
Yeah, looking at our team, we have done a good job at the beginning of games. I know in the last game against Providence, they jumped on us, and we were able to get going right after that. But other than that game, for the most part, we've taken the court. We've been ready. That first 4-minute segment we've been good at. Ditto for like the first 4 minutes of the second half. The problematic areas for us have been mid-second half to the end. And in tonight's game, we weren't perfect, but I thought we sustained our effort and our quality of play for the entire game, maybe better than we have at other times for sure.
Dalen scoring in double figures, nothing new, but tonight he kind of flirts with a triple-double with 8 assists and 7 rebounds. Can you speak on his all-around performance and kind of affecting winning in different ways other than scoring?
Yeah, when we played Villanova, Dalen was sick. If I had a do-over, we probably either wouldn't have played him or maybe even played him less than he played. He only played 15 minutes in the game. Had a really hard time breathing when he woke up and just wasn't able to do it. And he'd be the first one to tell you, not only couldn't he play, but like when he did, he wasn't good. And he is such a valuable player for us that, with him playing well, we're a completely different team. Against Providence, he was healthier and I thought took a big step forward and played, but not at the level that he was playing at before the Villanova game. Today, he returned back to form. And again, when he's on the rise like that and playing the game of versatility where steals, rebounds, scores, passes, he just adds so many good things to our group. And I thought he was not the best player on the court today, certainly one of them.
The defense has been under the microscope in the last couple of games or so. What did you make of the defensive effort tonight and kind of its role in keeping the pedal down and not making this game really interesting like we saw in Providence earlier this week?
Yeah, but look, we're hard at it defensively. We don't have great rim protection, size, athleticism, shot blocking, and we know that. There's a lot of good defensive teams that have the same issue. But your room for error to be a good defensive team when that is your issue is very small. Your effort, your talk, being where you're supposed to be has greater meaning. And, I thought we were solid on defense tonight. I would have wanted more. I thought there were times, I called a couple timeouts, and I'm always going to call a timeout with this team because, we don't have a lot of trust built up in each other when it comes to being able to be consistent on the defensive end, especially in the second half. So getting back on track, subbing, addressing the issues so that it doesn't linger. The rest of our season will be really dependent on how well we defend, and in particular, how well we can defend in the second half of games. That has been a problem area. We're aware of it. We address it. We're trying to fix it, and we're trying to be better. Tonight, you can't really say that our defense towards the end wasn't as good. And that's, I think, a really good thing for us to be aware of.
How important was shot selection tonight, Sean? You guys were, I guess, 26 of 36 inside the arc. When the three-point shot isn't falling, how important is that?
Played at a very good pace. It's something we're emphasizing right now. We weren't reliant on the three-point shot. I thought DePaul did a really good job of defending our three-point shooting. I didn't think we had great looks tonight. But what we did take advantage of is, we shoot 24 free throws, make 21. We scored from 2 at a higher level. And most importantly, we only had 9 turnovers in the game. So our offense was very efficient. If you look at the stat sheet here, we for the game We shot 59%, 30 for 51 from the floor, and 21 for 24 from the line, and 9 turnovers. Heck, we'll take that every night.
Going back to the defense, how important is it to be physical, or as physical as you guys can be coming down the stretch?
Very important. And it's our guards, it's our bigs. It's not just our big men. It's everybody, because we have to block out. Our guards have to rebound. We have to try to protect the paint in a different way. We don't have, a 7-footer lurking in there. So how do you do that? You have to do it with a lot of togetherness and a lot of help. When we don't do that, that's when you see drives and shots around the basket. But, yeah. Look, the other part of us is we've just played 3 games in 7 days. So we went to Philly, to Providence, a noon game here at home. You're challenged on every area, especially defensively, when you're playing 3 games in that short a period of time. And really, we're about ready to play 4 games because our next game's on Tuesday. So, getting rest and making sure that we can really fight through this difficult stretch of a lot of games in a short period of time.
Davion McKnight had 14 tonight. That was the most he scored since the Marquette game in December. How important is his aggressiveness on offense like he showed tonight?
4 assists and 1 turnover, pushing the pace. He's doing a lot of good things. I thought he really played an excellent game at Providence, and I told him that. It's one of those deals as a point guard where sometimes who you are doesn't show up in the stat sheet. The impact you have on your group, you feel it during the game. It doesn't necessarily translate to the stat sheet. And I thought that's what he did against Providence. And he did more of that tonight and also scored 14 points.
Coach, you talked just a second ago about the games in quick succession that we've had and how that can wear down a team in some ways. But looking back to summer, there was a ton of buzz this year about the strength and conditioning of the guys. And how has that and Coach Kettler's program benefited in a positive way as we get into January, February, where the season gets a little bit more grueling?
Strength and conditioning is super important in college basketball. We feel like we have one of the best facilities and best coaches overseeing that facility, and Coach Kett. Our guys, whether it's during the season or off season, that strength and conditioning area is really a sacred part of our program. We value it, we invest in it, and we really try to hold our guys accountable in that area. Number one, to be healthy and protect themselves from injury as best you can, but also to be durable and be able to be at our best as a team in February and March. So instead of wearing down, that you can really sustain your quality of play and your effort.